One is a survey that we've done every other year for the last several years, and the survey is designed to measure student connectedness, right? In a way it's saying, okay, can you describe your experience in a way in a survey that helps us to know whether or not we're connecting with you, or whether or not we're creating opportunities for you to connect with other students, or to connect with faculty members, or in the bigger picture, to connect with the college. Because student connectedness is really a huge factor in whether or not students decide to stay, right? So we start out with this idea that everybody should go to college, and we totally believe that, right? But when students come here, there are a lot of things pulling at students to go in a different direction, right? And a lot of new students will show up on our campus, and one of their first thoughts is, I don't know if I belong here, right? They come on campus, they look around, and they see other students, they say, they must get it. I look at those people, I see these people in my class, and I think they get it. They think they get it, because I don't think they feel like I do. And I feel like I'm not sure, because I feel like I'm the only kid from Caprock going to Amarillo College. I feel like I'm the only person in here who doesn't understand everything that's going on, right? And then it's so easy for that person to say, I could do the schoolwork, but I wasn't really connected to anything. So we survey these students to determine how connected they are. And the way that that survey works is it's benchmarked nationally. There are hundreds of other community colleges across the nation who survey their students using the same instrument. And so we're able to kind of contextualize the answers and get a sense of how AC students answered in relation to how their peers answered the same question at another community college, to say, look, are we doing this well? Are we in the middle? Are we better, or are we worse? And if we're worse, then we have to take a step back and say, okay, what is it that's keeping us from making students feel more connected regarding this issue or that issue or whatever it happens to be? And we need to make an adjustment, right? And so we use that feedback from the students to kind of dial into these issues that look like they're things where we're not helping the students to be successful, and address those things and try to get better at it. So there's that. It's called the Survey of Student Engagement. It's a national survey. Another one that we're going to be doing this fall, so that we'll be doing it with the first-time students this fall, this will be the first time, is it's a survey designed to allow the student to self-identify their, how would I best describe this? To kind of self-identify regarding their commitment, right? I mean, because it's amazing. I mean, students will tell you everything. I mean, they will tell you. And we had a group of students on campus this morning who were the non-ACE Paladero students. They're seniors, they're going to come to AC. We had a registration activity for them. And there are people in the room, right? They know they should go to college. They want to go to college, but their level of commitment is like, I don't know if I belong here. And if somebody would just give me a way to say that, then I could tell you and you could do something about it. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to start doing that survey this fall for all of our first time in college students. And we think that we have a plan in place where we will be able to follow up with students almost immediately after they apply. But in the meantime, we'll be basically doing that on paper or on computer. And like I said, the questions are designed to allow the student to say, how connected they are, how committed they are. And for the students who have the lowest level of commitment, then we have a plan in place to address that with the students, basically coming in and saying, look, my level of commitment's really low. And if a student is explaining that on a survey, then we have an obligation to say, okay, we get that, you've communicated. Now it's my job to reach out to you and say, let me help to connect you to the things that may help you to feel more confident about your chances of completing here at Amarillo College. I've told this story before, but it stays with me because it kind of explains a lot of students. I have this student that I was mixed up with in a mentoring program. Great kid, super capable. I mean, he's a really capable guy, and perfectly capable of doing college-level coursework. But his commitment was like, and the way that I knew is I talked to him on the phone before classes were scheduled to begin. This is a few years back, and I said, "So you excited? You know, you're coming to Amarillo College. You're going to be a college student." He said, "Dude, I'm so excited." He said, "You know, all I want to do is I want to make it to the end of the first semester, so for the rest of my life I can tell everybody I went to college." Right? And I'm like, whoa, time out. No. That's not the plan. I mean, that may be your plan now, but that's not what we have in mind for you. We want you to be a college graduate, you know? And the way he said it was so sincere, you know? I mean, in his mind, it's like, hey, all I got to do is get to the end of this first semester and I've reached my goal. I was a college student. And that was his commitment. And that's not saying he wasn't committed. He was committed to getting to the end of the first semester. However, we were committed to him completing 60 credit hours and getting an associate degree and transferring and going on and getting a bachelor's degree and all that other stuff. And so he did self-identify. And then after he self-identified, it's my job to address that and say, okay, let's talk about what it means to finish. You know, let's talk about creating a higher standard for you, you know, or a little different goal. And we did. Great guy. Things have worked out really well for him. But you see what I'm saying? If you don't give students a way to self-identify, then how are they going to tell you, I already feel like I'm not going to make it, right? That's the worst thing that could happen. And I think what we've done traditionally is we've said, well, some people have it and some people don't. Yeah, I mean, it's that simple. I mean, you just don't have it. You don't have any grit, you know? And the person says, I don't even know what that means, so what's your point, right? We're not even communicating there. So what we have to do is say, what's your commitment? They tell us, and we say, okay, look, that level of commitment won't get you to the finish line. So let's talk about some strategies that we can do, put in place for you that will help you to be successful. And we'll start that in the fall. So it's not like I can come to you and say, hey, it's already done and it works perfectly. No, we'll probably have to try it, we'll have to refine it. But our goal ultimately is to try and get better and better. I mean, we are committed to continuous improvement.